Jokic. If you're open, he will find you.
Heard they was sleeping again, say it no more. This is a rude awakening, kicking the door. Back and I'm better than ever before. Don't get it mistaken, I'm ready for war.
That's easy work. The Nuggets emerge. Game 1 victors.
If you just take Russell Westbrook's first 11 years in the NBA, dude is a Hall of Famer, 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, 3 seasons averaging a triple-double and 1 MVP award. But ever since he left OKC 6 years ago, it seems fans and the media have gone out of their way to bring up all the things Russ is not. Whether it was with the Rockets, the Wizards, the Lakers, Clippers, or now the Nuggets, if something wasn't going right, you put it all on Russ. Now, don't get me wrong, my man is far from perfect, but he's always been and forever will be 100% him. He plays the game one way, hard, and you just have to accept everything that comes with it. Everything. Game 1 of Denver's first-round matchup with the Clippers was example number 1,360. Playoff game, Russ is out there doing all the things. You want that. How about that big offensive rebound and the putback? That was key. And then we're in transition. Russ takes it, no, and the Clippers have a chance. Didn't get a foul, didn't get the bucket. 30 seconds to go in the game. Russ, huge three to give Denver the lead. They were down 1, they go up 2. And then 8 seconds left. See the spacing? You got all that room. So Jokic is going to find you, and the Clippers were clearly willing to play with that. And then here Russ, can't get it off, and you're like, they needed a shot. They could have won the game in regulation. So we go to overtime. 10 seconds left. They're up 3. Clippers inbounding. And Russ comes off the switch, gets the hand on the ball off of Harden, and that turned the tide. Sealing the deal as the Nuggets get it done. Game 1 in OT.
Russ is Russ. Defensively, he was absolutely incredible. He was playing free safety out there. And then offensively, a couple of times I thought he attacked. Maybe we could have pulled it out and executed, but that's what Russ does. He's going to play in attack mode. So I don't think he's going to change after 17 years.
My job is to, they have the dynamic roller with Zoo and great cutters and the guys that catch lobs, and my job is to be able to be the low man and find ways to, excuse my language,
You heard what he said, and that's literally what he does. He messes things up. This is playoff game number 123 for Russ, and he did something in this one he had never done before. That clutch 3 at the end of regulation was his first career go-ahead 3 inside the final 30 seconds of a fourth quarter overtime in his playoff career. Russ and Nuggets, they shoot for a 2-0 lead over the Clippers Monday night. More now from the NBA Countdown crew.
See the big plays from Russell Westbrook down the stretch, the huge 3, and then being able to deflect that inbounds pass there to seal the game here for the Denver Nuggets. Perk, we knew this is going to be a hard-fought series, and Game 1 certainly proved that.
It did, and I think the Clippers are probably going to lose sleep tonight because they gave up one. About 10 of their 20 turnovers were unforced, no execution. But I want to give some credit to Russell Westbrook. It's a thin line between love and hate when I think about him, right? At one minute you hate him and you're like, Russ, what are you doing? Next minute, all of a sudden, he come up with an offensive rebound or a big-time 3 or a big-time deflection that goes off of James Harden, and all of a sudden to seal the game. So taking nothing away from the Nuggets, they pounded them on the glass. They got to every 50-50 ball. They deserved that win. But the Clippers had that on the road to capture Game 1 and let it slip through their hands.
Yeah, I think they're definitely kicking themselves right now. I mean, they shoot 50% from the field. They shoot a higher field goal percentage, 36% from 3. They shoot a higher three-point percentage, and they still lose by 2. It seems like down the stretch, the 50-50 balls really hurt, and that goes back to your point of Russell Westbrook. And I think the execution down the stretch was a little poor. A couple of turnovers here and there where I think they should have got at least a shot on goal, and then obviously hopefully get an offensive rebound. But I think they're definitely losing sleep and kicking themselves because you had an opportunity to take Game 1 on the road and change the series.
At this particular juncture in his career, when we look at Russell Westbrook, a Hall of Famer without question, somebody who should be revered for effort. Never, ever. I'm looking at the Russell Westbrook from his rookie year to now. And this man never, ever cheats you with that fire in his belly. And that's what he deserves so much credit for. On the other hand, E-Day obviously played a pivotal role in Denver winning this game. On the flip side, Kawhi Leonard, 7 turnovers. I know he had 22 points, but 7 turnovers, a no-show in the fourth quarter offensively as far as I'm concerned when they really, really needed him. James Harden, he was in foul trouble. I thought he played a good game, but he was in foul trouble. But you look at Kawhi Leonard, you expected more. And he didn't give it to you in game one. Not what he's capable of. Certainly those turnovers hurt him, and certainly he needed to be more aggressive offensively and more effective offensively in the fourth quarter, and he was not. And Norman Powell, by the way, he'll have a better game. This was not a good night.
We got like 10 seconds left in this segment to talk about the New York Knicks 21-0 run.
We ain't got to talk about them. They're 21-0 run. That's what they do. That's what we do, baby. It's the playoff time right now. You can't be some young puppies coming into Madison Square Garden thinking that you was going to do something. No, it didn't happen. Wet behind the ears, breath smelling like Similac. I love the Detroit Pistons. I love what I'm seeing. They're going to make this a series. But your first game, you ain't rolling up into New York without feeling what the Garden is all about. Yeah. New York, stand up, baby. New York, stand up.
Pistons hung with them for 3 quarters. Campaign, 11 of the 14 points in the fourth. We'll see if the Pistons can bounce back in game.
We're ready, if that makes sense.
Julius Randle putting some muscle in his hustle.
Maybe it took us one playoff game to now get a feel for it.
They turn over Doncic. Connolly pulls the 3.
I think it was physical. They were hitting a lot of threes.
Pulls the 3, and it's wet. Wide open Randle. Cash out. DiVincenzo holds it and laces the deep 3.
We weren't physical. They were running. They were getting anything they want, and we got to be better with that.
All right, we'll see if they're able to do that in game 2. And Scape senior writer David Dennis Jr. and 13-year NBA veteran and analyst Quentin Richardson join us now. Let's start with Wolves Lakers, guys. What was your biggest takeaway from game 1 of this series, Q?
Man, I was extremely surprised with the game that LeBron James and the rest of the Lakers had. I felt like that the Minnesota Bigs, they came out, they impacted the game in a major way. The wing guys shot the ball well. You had a big game from McDaniel. And obviously we knew that Ant was going to be, the feature guy for them. But I felt like that McDaniels was the second big guy on their team. He had a huge game playing both ways. And the Lakers got to get ready, man. The Minnesota Timberwolves are serious, and they up 1 on them already.
Yeah, from the moment Luka got to that Lakers team, I've been questioning the sustainability of that Lakers defense. Last night, I think we got our answer. The Wolves got everything they wanted from that team when Lakers were trying to defend. They blew by at the point of attack and passed the ball out to open three-point shooters. The Wolves shot 50% from 3, and the Lakers, if you're J.J. Redick, you may say, hey, that's not sustainable. But I think it is because they were 9 for 12, 75% on corner threes. A lot of those were wide open. The Lakers have to shore up that defense, and they still got outscored by 11 points in the paint. There was just no defense in that Lakers squad.
Yeah, like you said, it was one of the biggest questions that we had since Luka got to L.A. Okay, so Wolves-Lakers, that was one of our 4 games yesterday. Q, what other things stood out to you from Saturday?
Man, the Denver game, I want to say Joker, I want to say Aaron Gordon, but Russ Westbrook, man, Russ Westbrook made play after play. He wasn't perfect. He wasn't, flawless, but he made play after play to help his team come through and get a big-time win yesterday. And I feel like Jamal Murray showed up, Aaron Gordon showed up, and the rest of that supporting cast, Christian Braun, everybody showed up. I felt like the Clippers had a great game, but I felt like those guys came through down the stretch for Denver and got them the W. This is going to be a great series, this Denver Clippers series. I'm super excited for this one.
Yes, that will be a great series, but the thing that stuck out to me was that Pistons fourth quarter meltdown. They played pretty much a flawless first 3 quarters, and then they pulled the Benjamin Button. They waited until the end to get young. They just melted down in that fourth quarter. You start the quarter off without even getting the ball in bounds and the 5-second violation. I can't remember any time I've ever seen anything like that. 7 field goals made, 6 turnovers. They looked shell-shocked in that fourth quarter after playing a pretty flawless first 3 quarters of that game. They let this one slip. If they lose this series, they'll go back to that 21-0 run in that first quarter and say that is the reason that they lost.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was watching that game, and then I left for a little